Hood postman, city, hood, click. Let's go.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you a big. Lock the door.
Lock the door. Shout out to the Mailroom Nations and the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Welcome to the Mailroom. You come in and take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. It's always an education. You go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lives, but you come right here, get on the truth, get on the bus and let Bamm take you to school, man. We in the house, we in the mailroom. Shout out to the Mailroom Goons, in the chat room goons, the Mailroom Nation, and shout out to the OG Perspective and all those people that follow the OG Perspective and get the updates and the real credible, man, the real credible messenger from the street. That is my homeboy, my loved one, OG Bamm. Man, if you want to get yourself out of mental jail, post bail with Professor Melly Mill and I'll get you out right away.
That's right. What's up, Melly Mill? Can you hear me?
Man, yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear. How's the band, man? It's been a minute, man. We've been missing you, man.
I'm good, Melly Mill. You know, I'm good. Had a little misfortune, but I'm straight. God good, man. I'm good. I'm straight.
All the time, man. Listen, man. Bam, I got some things I want to delve into, dig, but let me start off like this, man. What year did you go to prison, state prison? What year was that?
When I first went to prison, I called my case in 79. I went to prison in 79, May. That's 79.
Uh-huh.
I was scared, too. When I first went to prison, I was scared. I never forget, I was on 165th at Big Mac house.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Big Mac, Pet Bull, and Raymond Washington. And you know, Pet Bull, all of them was seeing it in my eyes, right? And Raymond said, just go in there and be yourself, right? In the process of me going in the county, I was out on bail. Big Haron was in the county, Ant was in the county, Michael Stone was in the county, right? This when I was first really in there, Big Haron was, every time I went to jail, Big Haron was the first big homie there. Even through my juvenile hall days, Big Haron got everything. I never forget, man. Big Ant was on the 2600 side. We was on the 2800 side. On Charlie, I was in Charlie 10. Haron was in Charlie 9. Big Ant sent a kite over there. He said, when you go to prison, don't get up under nothing. Next day, Haron caught the chains. Next day, Big Ant caught the chains, right? By the time I got to Tracy, my big homie Haron was running the Vanguards. He was second in command of the Vanguards. A lot of my homeboys was Vanguards. Haron was in K-Wing when I got there. Told me, don't get up under nothing, still stay Thank
What
God
does that
strike.
mean, though, man? When he say don't get up under nothing, what does that mean?
Basically, they were saying don't get up under JAMA paperwork, BGFs, right? So anyway, Big James Miller had started the Blue Magic Crip Constitution in Soledad and ventured down to Tracy. And Frog from A-Trade Gangster was calling the dogs for Blue Magic in Tracy.
I ran into Frog last weekend. I ran into Frog. Shout out to
I,
Frog.
I embraced the Blue Magic Crip Constitution. I ended up being a sergeant in Blue Magic. I had the rank of sergeant. I made the rank of sergeant in Tracy. By the time I got to Old Folks to the shoe, don't get it wrong, I wanted to go to a level 4 to be with Sumo them, Big Ant, and Heron them. I wanted to go around my big homies, Michael Stone. Michael Stone had came down to Tracy, then he left, and me, him, and Houston, them all left together going up north, going to Old Folks and doing the war. I got to Old Folks, that's when I became a gang member, but based on black conscience. I became black conscious. I was no longer tripping on moves. Right, I found out that moves wasn't my enemies no more. But nobody, if they didn't have a blue rag in their pocket, they wasn't my enemy because I was going to depend on the move to have my
Hold
back.
that thought right there, Bam. I want to interject a question. At that point, was your heart and your mind in conflict with one another? Because you spent many years on the streets thinking these people was your enemy. But then in prison, there was a whole nother reality. So how did you get your mind to deal, how you get your mind and your eyes and your heart to deal with what was the reality that you was now experiencing?
All right. Well, before I got to Old Folsom, we was on lockdown. We had lost the keyway insane for 5 dudes that got killed. We told the order wasn't no more moves on the line, and we was on lockdown. And one of LB comrades came down from Old Folsom, Catfish. Catfish was like one of the, when the image took off on all the shot callers and Old Folsom BGF shot callers. He was one of the ones that got hit. He came down to Tracy, but the BGFs dropped the kite on him, didn't want him on the line. Playing Mad Hoover, filed a 602 where they had to get Crips and moves. They had
That's
to give us
Clarence Hoover we talking about.
Yeah. They had to give us yard even though we was on lockdown. They had just opened up, moved East and West Hall, and Tracy used to be PC, so they moved all the PCs out and made that a main line. They put us over there. And East and West Hall had their own yard, so we owned the yard, and Catfish came to our yard. Catfish came to our yard, but Clarence Hoover knew him from Folsom. He said, BGF dude gonna come on the yard. Y'all can talk to him. So when he came to the yard, I put him to the side because I was the sergeant on the yard. I put him to the side. I said, man, your people was against us. They siding with the moves. And Catfish took a liking to me. That's the first brother gave me some black literature, gave me the Soledad Brothers book. I read that book. When I got to reading on George Jackson, my eyes, something in my heart just, it was like when they told me, Chico Bill told me I reminded Raymond Watts, my chest blew up. When I read Raymond Watts,
Chico Bell from Long Beach, shout out to him.
When I read George Jackson book, my chest swelled up, and I wanted to bring the spirit of George Jackson came relived in me. And George Jackson said it best, man. If you don't stand for anything, you're gonna fall for something. You don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. By the time I get to Old Folsom, I'm on the bus. I'm sitting next to OG Cutes going to Old Folsom. My first ride to the level 4. I'm shaking like a leaf, like this, shackled on the bus, Bellyville, shaking like a leaf, but can't nobody tell. And at this time, you used to talk on the bus and smoke cigarettes. And OG Cutes is giving me game. So when I get there, they take us to one building, shower side. That was the orientation side. And they cleared out a whole chair for all the DVI Crips. It was about 50 of us. They called 2 Crips to go to the shoe. It was just me and Tim from Harlem, Tim Cornegate. I go to the shoe. All my comrades, by this time I'm CCO. Blue Magic converted into CCO, Consolidated Crip Organization. I was Reese Cup from Rolling 20s, Rainbow from 59 Hoover. I was in between them. Sumo and them was on the other side. Rocky had the first one sent me a kite. Clarence Hoover see me the next day, he going to committee, right? He said, I got a Barua for you. He threw the kite up there, Barua's kite. He threw the kite up there with some big ants. Said, we're going to get you on our side, you straight. Big Ant ain't seen me in years since 79. We've been hearing good things about you. This ain't no level 3. tie your big boots on, your big boy boots on, right? And Sumo didn't see me in years. This is the first time Sumo see me since seeing me at Big Alley in them house. Before he had went to YA.
What did you take that conversation as when he said, "This is tie up your boots, this you on the big boy"? What did you take that as your mom? Because this is your first time.
Yeah, I wasn't in Tracy. They playing for keeps here, man. And I saw that and I seen that. And I'm always stick to this. Can't nobody ever make me different from this. I was never misled. I never got misled by none of my big homies, right? Sumo and Heron them always told me don't never get up under nothing. I said, why you mad at me getting up under something that you running? You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no favoritism showed to me. My big homies never sent me on no mission. I came in the name Little Scarby, Bigger Scarby is Motor Mouse in the 60s, right? My road dog was Dogo, that's Whiskey, right? And me and Whiskey was dedicated soldiers to what we believed in. And we believed in the Consolidated Crip organization. We was black revolutionaries, but we kept it cripping. I'm not ashamed to admit that that CCO was a branch off the BGF street, but I wasn't a BGF. Come to find out later on down the line, some of the shot callers of CCO was BGF. Was it a hurtful feeling for me to find out? Yeah. I'm gonna say their name on YouTube now, right? But I was never misguided, and nothing I ever did. And I ran into dudes like LB. I read in LB in the pen. I ain't never think me and LB can be friends.
What was that first meeting? Your first initiating meeting, LB. What was that like? Because now you in a whole different reality because you got to deal with what happened to Salty. But I would say this, Bam, gang banging kill Salty. Gang banging kill Bartender. Gang banging kill Turtle. Gang banging kill Donald McQuillan. Gang banging.
Yeah, I told you that the other day. I said I learned something from you when you said that. You're absolutely right. When I first met LB, you know, every real Compton Crip, trust and believe this, man. Every real Compton Crip was already told that we couldn't go at LB. He wasn't told because he was Jamba. We was already told that through our big homies were saying that's a hands-off policy. He for Blackness. So when I heard he on the yard, I'm near, I made it a point to get for me and him to meet each other. And we met, we got to talking. The first thing he asked me about I was showing to I'm in front of the other side, right? He said, where the bully at? I said, man, the bully rested in peace. And he just
A.K. Larry James.
LB is a encyclopedia for gangs in Compton. He know the history. So everything that I didn't know, he knew. So the next day, he come on the yard to get off work. He said, Bam, come to the night yard. I come to the yard. He said, yeah, Stanley speak real highly. Stanley said you was voice Stanley Pitts. Right then, man.
Rest in peace, Stanley Pitts.
LB grabbed me. He grabbed the hold of me.
How powerful was those conversations? Because now we're getting into a whole nother theology. We're getting into a whole nother understanding.
Watch this. He gave me a lot of literature to read. They was real powerful. I didn't even realize LB had just turned 70. So happy birthday out to you. That's my big homie.
Happy birthday to LB.
I don't care what nobody said. That's my big homie. He earned that title of being called my big homie, as well as your OG Paru. LB don't care what color bandana you represent, as long as you represent the color of your skin. And you stand firm on that. Our conversations was based on LB don't fuck with busters in no form, shape, or fashion. He don't fuck with cowards in no form, shape, or fashion. He don't fuck with dudes that tuck their tails. You got to be a soldier with the potentials and the potentials of becoming what he is and Sumo is, a warrior, right? And he never spoke ill of no Kiwi to me. He never spoke ill of no Damu to me. Yet he did speak ill of betrayal because he don't like betrayal. He don't like people that betray him.
He talked to me about betrayal, and I asked him, what was the biggest thing that was hurtful to you out of the 44 years? And he said betrayal.
Yeah. I mean, right before I went home, LB was scheduled to go to the board in 2019. I rode in 2019. Somebody had dropped the kite on LB. LB used to really didn't think he was coming home. I sat on that table, talked to him right with his comrade Faru that went home. I say, hey, LB, you gonna go home, big homie. You gonna go home. Fuck these rats. right? You know what I'm saying? And LB is the type of dude, man, he want to see the best of everybody. He don't want to see the less of. He want to see the best of. He don't care where you from. Do we hold Paru first? Hell yeah, I hold Fernhood first. That's where he from. He's the founder of that. I look at LB as a brother I ain't one to say people got cut on him. LB ain't got no cut on him to me. He from West Side Paru. He from Compton Paru, not West Side Paru. He from Compton Paru, and it's like that, just like Red Eye Rick. Ricky Frazier, I was his neighbor.
That's my partner right there, my brother right there, Red Eye Rick, Fruit Town.
All right. Remember that time when we went up, me and you went up to Cynthia Nunn house thing, and all of them was up there? Well, Red Eye Rick called LB. That was the first time I was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And everything I ever said about me and his relationship and how I conducted myself in the pen, LB has confirmed to his comrades, to his little homies that watch our show. Like, hey, man, Bam, for real, he had his own Crip table on the Crip Square, and he a soldier. And LB, I was a mentor in Health Right 360, right? And because of my association and my communication, I respect each other. A lot of the moves out of Compton started speaking to me, gravitating to me. It's like, if you fucking with our big homie, you got to be straight. And a lot of them were straight like that with me, man. And I got a lot of love for LB. A lot of love.
That's awesome, man. Let me say this, Bam, to all those who are listening, and I want you to listen and you listen well. I deal with facts, figures, statistics, and reality. I don't deal with kabuki theater. I don't deal with what people feel. I deal with what you know and where you've been and how you've been and how you got through it. That's why I talk to people like the Bam. I talk to LB. I used to talk to Bob Lee all the time. I talk to Marcellus. I talk to Sparks. I talk to various different individuals, but everybody's personality is not the same and everybody's experience is not the same. But when you talk to these individuals, you want to do it with respect, you want to do it with honor, and you want to do it with let them say what they need to say. I just want to interject that, Bam. I want you to take it over, man. Go down this, man. Go down.
I want to say this too, right? A lot of people already know gangbanging is what made us lose our homies. It wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. It was business. This is what we had signed up for, right? People need to understand, man. A lot of people that put out wrong information on Salty and LB. They never had a fight in YA. You understand what I'm saying? I was too young to be in TS when they was in TS. So it's other people that couldn't have been there with them. You can't be there with Salty and LB and you didn't know Gregory Cross. You didn't know Hunch. You didn't know Mac Thomas then, right?
Matter of fact, Bam, Gregory Cross called me and said, Mel, and he told me,
Then you called me and say, Bam, I just talked to the homie. I'm like, man, I've been told you. That's what I love most about you, Melly Mill. You'll get at me and ask me. I'm not a Crip historian. I just know my history. You know what I mean? I know the era I grew up in. I'm not one to shout Raymond Washington's name. I knew Raymond Washington. I'm the only Crip in Compton that ever say they've been up besides Junkie Fred. They say I've been in Puddin' Mama house. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no other Crip can ever say that. I got a lot of love. I went to elementary school with Westside Paru, so I don't have nothing against him. I got a little homie was at the party, Wayne Barnes. That's my little homie. His uncle was OG Sugar Man. That's resting in peace. The first dude, Sugar Man, is Ralph Nelson. Played for the Washington Redskins. First Monday night football game, Washington Redskins, Dallas Cowboys. Me and LB. When I said that to him, she said, "You know your history." When Ralph Nelson made a touchdown in that game, he threw up a Paru sign. I was in Nellis.
Sugarman Nelson, shout out to Sugarman Nelson.
He threw up a Paru sign, and we didn't take that like he throwing a shout out to the Paru. We took that like he representing Compton. You know, this is an NFL ball player. This is my homie Wayne People. I had a lot of love for Cherry Quarter, Ralph Quarter. I knew Puddin'. Didn't like Puddin', but I knew Puddin'. Puddin' was with the business. But a lot of people think Puddin' was the one putting in all that work. Puddin' wasn't putting in all the work. This is just the only name y'all heard of. So people put a whole lot on Puddin', right? It's a lot of dudes. Listen to me, man. Me and LB was on the same yard. He was asking me about females in my hood, Mona Park, Carver Park, and the Pocket. You understand what I'm saying? He speaks highly of Crip dudes that he knew from other neighborhoods. He spoke highly of the Bully. He said, man, Bully had hands. When you say hand guys to Compton, LB gonna confirm that. He gonna tell you that Bully was one of the hand guys. But a lot of people get on YouTube, Melly Mill, they don't go by facts like you and Kel Mack. Y'all do
You know what?
facts.
LB told me. He said that during that time, the 70s, how people conflated the Paru Crip thing. He said what happened. He said the motor parks, the front hoods, the corner pockets, and the Carver parks, all and the Parus used to 10 parties together. Paru over here, Crip over here, right?
They
There
didn't
was
know that.
no problem. He said the problem came when outside Crips came in, and then they didn't like it, and that's what ruined the relationship.
That's exactly what it was. Like when Zane got his leather coat taken, LB was going there when they broke in the lock and took Zane leather coat. That's when Raymond first came to Centennial. The East Side Crips came up to Centennial and they had the big old melee. You understand what I'm saying? LB knew about LaSalle. He knew LaSalle had hands.
LaSalle.
Yeah, the big homie Lil Lottie. And LB did LB like everybody else that's real. He gonna do a background check on real dudes. And I always say this even in my lives, man. Hitters respect hitters, Melly Mill. See, the thing was with LB and me was this. Stanley Pitts was young like me. We was the same age. Stanley Pitts hung with his big homies, and I hung with my big homies. I just didn't hang with Bebe, DK, June, and Craig near. I hung with the older homies. They didn't feel comfortable hanging with. I felt comfortable hanging around Great Cross, Pet Bull, Mac Watts, Bodine, Lil Watson them. I feel comfortable hanging around my Uncle Peter Buster, going in my hood, going to my second home, going in Nutty Block, hanging with Keely Wilson. And I hung on the block, 165. You feel what I'm saying? So I ran with Big Woody them when I be spending out of Wally them house. I ran with them, but they never misled me, right? Like when LB told me who his brother is, rest in peace. I ain't even know that was LB brother because he ain't let the world know this. I'm LB brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Chip.
Yeah, so and LB was a solid dude, man, and he fucked with soldiers, man. I learned this from LB too. Never expose them secrets, take them to the grave. As long as you know the secret of them, they ain't gonna never challenge you. And I learned that from LB. That's why you don't never see me putting names out there exposing dudes when they homies is on here trying to expose other people, try to belittle other people. I learned that from LB, man. And I was just telling you right before we did the live, I said, damn, Melly Mill, were we really little kids when we was gang banging? We kicking 70 in the ass, and the LB is 70. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, we lived a long time, and you telling me that we can't prevent what's going on out here? If only if these young dudes would get with us, this realness, and understand that what they doing is something that we dislike y'all doing. We ain't with that no more. We ain't with that no more. We don't be into loving ourselves, bettering ourselves. And this is what I gather from LB. I'm glad he don't live in the city. He taps in. He does what he's supposed to do. He's married. I'm real proud of the big homie. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about it, Bam, is if you reveal your secrets to the wind, you shouldn't blame the wind for revealing them to the trees.
Yeah.
That's just it, man. Anything that's a secret or whatever, you gotta keep it yourself because people imperfections will let you down every time. And
In a
certain
real way.
things that we could talk about, true, and certain things we can't talk about. But we're not going to talk about it in a context there where it's going to interrupt somebody's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? Because there's enough people on the internet, and I'm telling you, black people's misfortune, downfall, and outright misery is $1 billion industry. And you got other black people right to this day that taps right into that. And every day they talk about black people and black people only. That's what they're going to do. Because you guys that's watching, and not necessarily you guys here, but a lot of people that's on the internet, they click and watch that stuff.
Yeah, it's really embarrassing, the disgrace, and the shame that black folks love to see each other talk about each other. We can talk negative about each other and get all the views and likes in America, but when you talk positive, you get 200 and 300 views and likes. That's ridiculous. Like, hey, shouts out to you too, Fat Rat, Marcus. I'm email me too, Fat Rat, if I can give you my new number. Or call Melly Mill and get it from.
Fat Rat from Playboy Gangster.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Shout out to Fat Rat. And man, but what was that cohesiveness though that you felt though when it was time for like you guys to Photon up or Autobot up because you guys was fighting common enemies?
Hey, watch this, Melly Mill.
And I'm talking about on the black side of the game. Nothing on the black side of the game.
I'm gonna say it best as I can say, right? I got to that level 4 yard and realized that dot moves and jammers, vanguards, everything that was black, that wasn't Crip, wasn't my enemy. I knew right then I had to step my game up, or I'm gonna be a victim, right? I got the folks from home, and I ain't ashamed to say this. It can get confirmed. It was Crips there, Keyways there, and dot moves that did not want CCOs on the line for only one reason, because we was revolutionary Crips. We came, you couldn't use the N-word, you couldn't call a sister a bitch. And a lot of keyways and dot moves was the line to Emmett to bust on brothers that they didn't know. They got something against Jamba. Now, if you got something against Jamba, you got something against me. It's that all said and done, it ain't about the color of bandana, it's about the color of your skin, and people didn't see that. We got there, a lot of dudes, big homies, got hit. So that made them dislike CCOs because they felt as though we BGFs. So what? Listen to this, Melly Mill. Majority of the brothers that advocate peace today on social media said CCOs is BGFs, and they hindered the CCO movement. If CCO was still in existence and that structure existed today, trust and believe me, it'd be less drive-bys. You'd be still gang violence and some drive-bys, but not as much black on black get killing in our community because it would have been a structure brought to the streets. See, that's what's lacking in our community, a structure. You understand what I'm saying? And brother, even when me and you was a kid, it wasn't a constitution, but it was a structure. We knew we can get DP for certain things that we didn't pose to do, right? I don't be wanting to raise no battle wits with nobody, right? You get these dudes that say they respect the Tookie movement. Well, if you respect the Tookie movement, that means you respect the power of being black, and you want to see the drive-by stop in your community. If you respected Raymond and had love for Raymond, that means you want to stop the drive-bys and curb all the black-on-black violence in our community. It's time for black gang members, old, young, and in between, to sit at a table and start talking and understand that the only camaraderie that we have in common is the color of our skin. To trip on the color of a bandana or some concrete you ain't gonna never own, that's gang goofy shit. That's weird shit. We don't do that no more. And you said years ago on YouTube, since I've been doing YouTube, the only place Keyways and Damu seem to get along at is the cemetery. Well, I don't want to go to the cemetery to get along with no Damu or no other brother. I want peace on earth. You understand what I'm saying? And people don't seem to get that. Maybe if they take the lead, a Sumo, Marcellus, Bamm, LB, Red Eye Rick, J Nate them, and see how we get along. Ones that really lost something in this struggle, a gang shit, if they see we can forgive and forget, why they can't forgive and forget? So don't tell me we can't have peace because there's too much bloodshed. LB is my big homie.
I suggest if anybody got any questions, I suggest you super chat. Other than that, I'm gonna skip right past it. Unless you want somebody that I deem as a loved one, then that's different. But if you got any questions, I suggest you super chat it. That way, Bam can answer you directly. Bam, I talked to LB, right, and he told me about that the inmate went to the Crips, not saying the CCO or the Blue Notes. They went to the Crips and said, and the Pyrus, and the Bloods, brother, and said, listen, our beef is with the BGF.
They did.
And they made a treaty with the Crips. And then that what the Crips and the Pyro and the Bloods didn't understand propaganda, didn't realize that the treaty was full of propaganda and they was going to reverse it.
Yeah.
Back on them once they got the BGF removed off the line. So proper preparation prevented poor performance. The Crips and the Bloods did not have proper preparation because they didn't understand the revolutionary mind or the heart to be a revolutionary. Speak on that part.
That's why, watch this. That's why they say CCO brought it to him, baby. That's why they said we brought it to him. Suman and Scorpion, Tabari them, and them, and Russell Capers them, and all the other generals, Speaker Scorpion, they had the concept of what them dudes was doing. They knew the propaganda tool, right? They knew that once y'all get through with them, y'all gonna be trying to get at us, right? So hey, Let's bring the noise. And a lot of brothers that was in Folsom at this time of the war knew that's what the enemy was doing. That's why they was allowing them to hit brother. I remember I get out the shoot, man, they put me in the cell with a dude named Bear, right? About 5 brothers got out the shoot. The enemy come to the cell, the brother's name. When I see my name, I said, man, that's me. He said, what are you? I said, I'm black. So Dad, oh, he young. No, get me the fuck out your cell. He don't know he already on the hit list. I got the list in my back pocket. I got to give it to the general. Oh, George, you finna get this anyway, right? So you confirming what I'm seeing. About 3 days later, he got bust on, shipped out, right? It's a lot of keyways and Damus that been on YouTube. Gave stories. I'm saying their names. It was in the old folks with me. It was victims. Some that wasn't victims PC'd up. And that's how they came home on their life sentence. They PC'd up and went straight to a level 3 yard, right? Only reason LB was a level 2 because he was in the shoot for a hell of a long time and his points went down. If LB wouldn't have never went to the shoot and did all them years in that shoot, he wouldn't have never made it to a level 2. He a 7-year-old dude used to go in the yard and bust down at 66 years old, do burpees every Saturday and Sunday morning. A full-fledged Damu machine. He's a reputable brother. He's well respected. Big Ant told me I was going to have the pleasure of meeting him. And when Big Ant told me when I meet him, he was going to tell me, Big LB like me and you, Melly Mel. He don't bite his tongue. He's straightforward with it. He going to tell you exactly what's on his mind. If you don't like it, keep it pushing. He's a humble brother. And I learned a lot from him. When I first said he was my big homie on YouTube, I got a Marcellus, I got a Big Ant, and I got a Big Ollie. And all 3 of them approve of what I said. So I don't care about somebody disliking them grown ass man. If you don't like it because I call LB my big homie, cool. I know who told on LB, but it ain't my position to put it out there who told on them. I just want to never fuck with them individuals. It's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And LB, I don't know what he was convicted of. Gangbang killed Salty. It was never personal, it was business. This is what we signed up for. I know
the business of gangbanging is the business of gangbanging. And if you put yourself in harm's way, everybody put themselves in victim status. The moment you step out on them sidewalks or the curves or whatever you do, you put yourself in victim status, you know?
Yeah. In a real way. LB is well respected by me, man. Well respected by me. Well respected by me. You know what I mean? I got a lot of love and respect. I wish I could have went to the little white party he gave for his birthday. I'd have let us see him. You know what I'm saying? But he was a real respected brother.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that Carolyn Peters, Mama Rue, is my relative, my cousin. So she helped put all that together. Huh?
Who'd you say? Carolyn Rue?
Yeah, Carolyn Peters.
Oh.
Mama Rue.
Yeah, I heard her.
Yeah. Well, that's my relative, man. And shout out to her for being the person that helped put all that together and, you know, and being there for her homeboy, LB, man. Shout out to my cousin, man. Y'all, shout out, man. Go follow her page over there on Facebook, man.
Hey, watch this, Melly Mel. When Ricky Duncan from Westside Peru died, he had a massive heart attack and died. I did a show on him.
And he in the Keith Duncan?
Yeah, no, they just had the same last name. Like Keith Duncan, my partner too, your life. And I said in that live I did about Ricky Duncan was this. In school, we really didn't understand why we was enemies. I knew I was a Crip. He knew he was a Peru. So that off the top, that must mean we got to be enemies. But when we met up in prison, we understood why we became friends. You understand what I'm saying? And in prison, man, I hate to say this, man. Your homies will disappoint you before your enemies will disappoint you. Your enemy will come to your aid. A person you thought was your enemy will come to your aid before your homie come to your aid. Not all of them is like that. See, when I went to prison, man, we taught each other. We had political science taught on the shoe yard. We learned how to speak Swahili. These youngsters is not learning nothing in prison. They don't know no loyalty. Today these gangbangers support snitching. They support puppet mastering. They support culture vultures. When realness, we got to learn how to support each other. We learn how to support each other, man. we gonna be the dangerous race on earth because we gonna have unity. For some reason, we act like we're afraid of having black unity. So don't run from it, run to it.
There it is, man. I want to say this too, Bam. Shout out to, rest in peace to Hooper Rock from Fadu's Billings, man. He rest in peace, man.
Yeah,
That was my dog, man. And also, one of my real friends, he was from the Biddy, from City Stone, was a guy named Gerald Fitzgerald Hunter. His name is Geek. You're talking about a solid dude that just looked out for me when I came home from the feds. Didn't ask nothing, didn't want nothing back. Just took me to Peru's, took me to CJ's, to breakfast, took me to get my nails and feet done. Just did everything, man. And man, I'm telling my man, this a genuine good dude, man.
Yeah, people don't understand that when you're in jail, man, you're gonna establish relationships with people you thought was your enemies. In reality, should no black man be your enemy? When I got the old folks, I knew who was my enemy, man. Everything that didn't look like me was my enemy. CCOs, we had fun with Blue Notes, but that wasn't my objective. I wasn't worried about them, just like they wasn't worried about me, right? My enemies was in there. White boys, the police. I did more shootings for assault on the police. I wasn't a victim in there. People that came at me, I got scratched in the ride, but I ain't have to never get violated or nothing like that. So when I see these brothers come on YouTube, they want to little each other, man, that's stupidity to me, man. And I'm glad you gave me the pleasure to speak on
When I look back at the history, the BGF and the CCO have more attacks on the police than any other cadre.
Say it again, man, and people gonna check you.
The BGF and the CCO have more hits on the police within that racist, diabolical, draconian arcade system than any other cadre.
Man, and the police were scared of CCOs, man. They were scared of what CCOs would bring. Even when I first went to 4800, I told you when I first went to 4800, who was Sam and Gangster Chief, they put me in high power. They didn't want CCOs in 4800. A lot of them got put in there, but Bamm was one of the ones that couldn't get put in there. As soon as I went to OSS, I got cuffed up and went over there with Big Hat Run. You know what I'm saying?
They took you to high power, man.
Took me straight to 1750, man. That's when I met C-Dub and them. I was on the same with me, Mark Stein from East Coast, Buddy Miles from Venice, Pete Wee from Swans. He was going on Death Row. Peabody came down with me in Mel Rock, right? And shouts out to Mel Rock from the 6. I didn't even know he was at home. But we established ourselves in prison. Once I became black conscious in the pen, Melly Mill, I stopped calling every Crip cuz. You had to be worthy of me to call you cuz. I don't say cuz to every Crip. We might have the same last name, but that don't mean I'm your family no more. You can be respected by me because you got my last name, but that don't mean you my cousin. You understand what I'm saying? I used to look down at keyways that came in the pen for killing keyways. Guess what? I went to the prison for. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing I looked down at, I became. You understand what I'm saying? I never was supporting the homosexuality in prison. I was against homosexuality, so I bust on keyways that rape people.
Marlena, get rid of that Mike Johnson guy. I don't know what his deal is, but Mike John, get rid of him.
You know what I mean? I got trolls, Melly Mill, so they might be trying to pop in here.
That's all right. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to handle them. Send them on their way.
I ain't even for sure which one, RDL. But Crazy Chick Wine sent mine. Yeah, Melly Mill get his devil's feet did. I'm going to get my feet did next weekend, man. Shit, you better go get your feet did. You ain't got to do. That's what grown men do. That's grown man play. That ain't little kids play. But yeah, Melly Mill, I'm on the level now, man. I'm in the presence of one of LB little homies, and me and him been chopping it up. We got to grow up, man.
You got to learn to transition from street to grown man. If you can't do that, then, man, you hopeless forever doomed to some type of mediocrity, man. And you got to be able to transition from street dude to grown man.
In a real way. In a real way. My only hope, Melly Mill, is that we can reach some type of positive solution in the community. You know, it's too many drive-bys. They got to be at the point where I want to leave LA. You feel what I'm saying? we pointing the fingers at everybody else when we need to look at the man in the mirror. We the cause of this bullshit, so we got to be the solution to the bullshit. And people ain't getting that. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? They got some questions. They better come on with it. You feel me? You know?
Well, don't stud them, Bam. We on here, we doing what we do, man, and we just sharing the information and sharing the goodness of the brotherhood and showing that there is a collective, and we got to be more about the collective than anything else.
In a real way. In a real way. I'm gonna stay pushing my positive agenda, having peace in the black community. A Hispanic dude killed his sister 2 or 3 days ago in Baltimore. Illegal, right? Yet you don't hear nobody talking about it. That was gonna be my next slide. A 19-year-old sister got killed, right? And don't nobody talk about things like that. I'm tired of us losing our lives to sense of this bullshit when we need to learn how to police our own community. I ain't talking about telling on nobody, none of that. We got a dysfunctional community that we reside in, and we got to do better than what we're doing. There's mental health issues out here, man. We got to do better, Melly. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And people need to wake up and smell the coffee, man. You know? I see my little homie Marcus up in here, though.
Shout out to Marcus. I saw him 11-8.
Yeah,
11-8. What's going on, Marcus?
That boy and uncle used to play ball better than Allen Iverson. The first dude I ever seen with a crisscross was his uncle, Melly Mill, in the
Is
early
that right?
70s. And guess who he played basketball for? Him and David Green had Big Reggie White. Little Reggie was the basketball motherfucker boy.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lock the door. Shouts out to New York cats experiment they flag dropping. Ain't gonna be easy. Yeah, I salute that.
They should never even pick those flags up first place because they was God body, gods and earths, supreme mathematics, supreme alphabets. So for them to dial themselves back or go down and grab something that was never meant for them, I thought to me it was just crazy, when I saw it, but okay, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and we need to understand this too, man. The more that we subject ourselves to listening to No Jumper, I ain't trying to put no smut on Melly Mill platform. He allow me to speak like I speak. The more y'all subscribe to that bullshit, the more instigating and agitating and manipulating that's gonna be spreaded in our community. Stop watching people that don't like you. Stop being aroused by being provoked into disliking yourself. It's easy to love yourself, man. So that's what we got to start doing. It ain't about boycotting. It's about not supporting bullshit and support some real shit. Fuck boycotting somebody. Support what's real. Stop supporting the negativity and support the positivity. Every time you go on the news, you don't see nothing positive being displayed in your community. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing we see about our community is negativity and loss of lives. We got to do better. Black man's got to stand up, man. We falling short on the mark, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's how Bam feel about it. I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. Shit, I'm falling short on the mark. I'm trying to do better.
That's right, Bam. Well, shoot, Bam, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I know you got a full day in front of you.
Yeah.
And you got things to take care of, man. But I appreciate you jumping on this live and look forward to you jumping on more lives, bro. Because when me and you get on here, we cook, bro. Hey, man, but I want you to look at something before we go. I want you to look at this. And this is something that's coming about. It's finna come about, man. And people are not aware, but I want you to take a look at it. Here we go.
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is going to have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient.
There's a new system out there. They're talking about the prison of the future, folks. It's a company called Cognify. Take a look at this video, right? Because you've never seen anything like this. It's a new concept that it rehabilitates artificial memories. But the thing is, I think your actual prison sentence is really short, but they kind of erase your brain. You down with that one?
They're going to try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, When they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. Last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars on the prison. They say with this new prison, they can save money.
So the ultimate goal is to save money and eradicate all prisons, and they will start doing Cognify to prevent from locking people up, and they'll play with your brain and make you humble and docile and all that different stuff, and you won't have to go to prison. Bam, what's your thoughts on that?
Man, I sure hope they don't do that. I sure hope they don't do that, man. I hope don't no brother allow themselves to be no guinea pig. But this also should tell you it's time to grow up and stop breaking the motherfucking law, because this is what it's getting to. And once they get inside of here, they got you. Once they put something in your head, they got you for life. They got you for life, man. Reclaim your life, man. Take your dignity back and own it, man. Stop compromising your dignity, honor, and your integrity. Get it back. Hey, man, you got to send me more on that, Belly, man. I got to really read up on that shit. That shit is shot. Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's super crazy, bro. That means that instead of spending 9, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you'll spend maybe a day getting cognified, and they release you back to the streets then maybe the next morning, and you won't even realize that you didn't even do the 20 and 30, 40 years.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, they changing this game up, man.
Technology now. I say chemistry, science, physics, mathematics, biology has advanced the world more than anything else, man. If you guys don't pay attention to those 5 subjects, you're down. You're going to be losing, man. And understand this: we're going from AI, from AI to systemic.
Yeah.
To what is it called? No.
Listen, man, total recall in one. Frank Nitty just said it. Let me say hi to my sister Yvonne, man. Hey, Yvonne, I see you in here. John Conti, see you in here. Yvonne, how you doing? How you doing? That's my little sister right there, man. That's Yvonne, man. That's my little sister, man. That's my number 1 moderator. She like Marlena, man.
What's going on, Yvonne?
No. Solo up in here. Even after your sins, they can imprison your mind when they want to. That's, man, people better wake up. You going to prison ain't cool. I don't be in the game, remember going to prison. If you about that life, you the biggest damn fool in America. That's weirdo shit to me, man. I don't care what nobody say. It's time to grow up, man. We did that as kids. Now we grown men's parents and grandparents. It's time to act our age and not our shoe size, man.
Yeah, they moving to synthetic, man. They're going from AI to synthetic and product dissemination. So you guys just be prepared, man. Things are changing and the world is evolving, man. But if you got your head stuck in arcade and draconian ways of understanding and learning this system or not, you reject the internet or you reject any of this modification and things that's going on, man, you're going to be left out the loop. You are going to be called what they call the infirm. You're going to be part of the people that is no longer viable, that's no longer necessary in a society that is progressive and growing. If you don't find a way to educate yourself and move yourself in a direction that makes you useful, resourceful, and makes you acknowledge that where we're going into a world system, guys. And if you don't understand that, this the geopolitics are playing out right in front of your very eyes while you guys are dancing, doing the electric slide and boots on the ground. So stop all that stuff, man. Start reading and writing. Don't fight and shoot. Fight and shoot. They got some place else for you. They're going to cognify you. Those who fight and shoot. Those who read and write, they will become, you become resourceful. You'll be able to educate your people, lead your people, and be for your people. Because back in the day when I was a youngster, I used to watch the Black Panther Party pull right up with the police. The police pull you over. The Black Panther Party pull up and monitor them while they doing their job. And if they didn't do their job correctly, they would step in.
And that's what we need to start doing today.
Exactly.
You feel me? We don't even know how to watch each other back. We'd rather have somebody else back. On that note, Melly Mel, you can lock your door and let me go and do what I need
Man,
to
lock the door, Bam. Shout out to the Bam, man. We got him up in here, man, with the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. We appreciate you, Bam. We'll be tapping back in, Jam. Bam, I appreciate you. Love you, bro.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
First name Bam, last name Compton, man. That's it, man. Peace.
All right, Melly Mel, love y'all, man. If ain't nobody told you love you, there, OG Bam, love y'all, man. Enjoy y'all night.
Man. The OG perspective, y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mel. Be sure to click that notification, man. Share this live. Share this live, man. When we do these powerful lives like this with Bam and people that can carry and inform you and educate you, man, you got to share it, man. Don't get into that nonsensical stuff that you see circulating every day about nothing. With that being said, I am Professor Melly Mel. Church moving, but don't mind me just watching. But go ahead and lock that door.
Cali Finest, baby. Hoover grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. I leave bad man and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Marlena Williams, lock the door because we are gone.